Hey, what's up, you money makers? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about ticker symbol HCMC, the OTC traded stock. Healthier Choices Management Corp. I'll be sharing two updates for HCMC that came today. They filed the 8K SEC form that I want to share the information with you, and they also announced the relaunch of Vitamin Store that I want to share with you as well. On the top of that, the third thing we'll do is we'll review the key performance indicator for the stock, how the stock is traded, what the volume looks like, what the RSI looks like at a high level, and MACD. So stay tuned and watch the full video. If you own HCMC stock, if you are looking to create a new position in HCMC stock as well, watch the full video as well, because you want to keep yourself posted with what's going on with HCMC. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do a lot of research and analysis, and I like to share this information with you. So consider like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support is very much helpful and valuable to me. I put a ton of efforts, hours, and a lot of analysis and research to do this. It takes me a lot of time, so your support is very much appreciated. Now, without further delay, let's talk about HCMC. The HCMC is trading at 0.0012, as you can see on my screen. It is up 4.35% in today's trading session. It did go at the level of 0.0011 as the lowest price today, and it went as high as 0.0014. So it's pretty stable. We did not really see any impact of the short volume or short interest that we saw on Friday. So we'll keep an eye out. There is no further updates on Fintel or market beats. I just checked that as well. For 5 days, the stock is down 22%. For 1 month, the stock does not really show that here. But as you can see, as you can think about, the stock went all the way up to 0.0065 in the past recent last couple of months, and then it went back with the market sell-off, and it did not go back up. But we have high hopes as to what is going to happen with Philip Morris lawsuit. There is some updates that is going to be there on April 16th, so we'll keep an eye out. I'll keep you posted. Now, if you think about the volume, today's volume was 5.32 billion, which is a pretty healthy volume considering what the volume we saw on Friday. Friday's volume was close to 4.5 billion, so it's 1 more billion volume in today's trading session, which seems pretty healthy as well. Now, today HCMC announced the first thing I want to cover is the relaunching of its vitamin and supplement online store. So Healthier Choices Management Corp announces the relaunching of its vitamin and supplement online store at thevitaminstore.com. Now, why this is important? Because there are a couple of things that you want to consider, that the company is focusing more and more revenue channels that they can make money off of. That creates more profitability and areas of focus a lot more onto the online platform. One of the other thing that you also want to consider is the margins with the vitamin and supplements are pretty high, especially when it is traded or when it is sold online. The profit margins are pretty high because they do not really have to have the cost of storing them inside a physical store location, so on and so forth. The second thing is the cost, including the shipping and whatnot. It is at scale, so it's going to help them as well. And the most important thing is they are creating global markets for the products that they sell for themselves as well. It's not new. Today they announced the relaunching of this particular store. This online store was originally purchased as a part of the acquisition of HCMC's 3 Paradise Health and Nutrition branded stores in Florida, and they'll be offering select national brands for the first time online. So think about it, that they're creating more and more avenues for themselves and areas for themselves to start selling more and more products. ADA's high quality brand of the vitamin and supplement previously sold in ADA's Natural Market, the company's organic grocery store located in Florida. So right now they're only selling in their physical location. The products will be available for the people globally, especially in the United States, and that can boost their revenue, their profitability, which is a great thing. Now, the management recognizes and grateful for both the national attention that HCMC has received over the past several months, and this is precisely what the company is doing. They're getting a lot more attention, and they're taking the benefit out of it. Now, they are pretty vocal about their PRs and whatnot that is going on. They are pretty well aware of the attention that they got from the social media, from Reddit, from YouTube, and other social media platforms, including Facebook, Twitter. And as you have seen that lately, they have rebranded their Twitter account, so on and so forth. So the company is pretty aware of the power of social media and power of PR, so on and so forth. We have seen some similar stuff from CTRM, we have seen from Zomedica Corp, and some other penny stocks that we are talking about. Now, this stock is OTC traded, so you really want to consider that it's a very small market cap stock and very small price, so it can go either way. Now, the company has Healthier Choices Management. As you can see right here, they have filed the 8K form, and I want to share this information. Now, I do want to acknowledge that this is not a huge thing. This is not a game-changing thing or anything along those lines. I'm trying to just keep you posted with what's going on with the company. Now, before we look into the 8K form, I want to share what 8K form is. The SEC 8K form reports unscheduled material events or corporate changes at the company that could be an importance for the shareholders or the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. It is also known as Form 8K that reports and notifies the public of events including acquisition, bankruptcy, resignation of directors, and any change that they have during the fiscal year. And why this is important is any significant event that they want to notify the shareholders. The companies have 4 business days to file the 8K, and the company use this form on as needed basis, unlike some other format that they announce their financial earnings, so on and so forth, quarterly and annually, which is why this is important. And I always like to keep an eye out as to what the company is up to, so you can gauge what the company thinks in terms of their strategy and their upcoming events, especially from the financial standpoint. So here is the SEC form that I was able to find on SEC's filing site, and on March 29th, as you can see, March 29, 2021, this is the 8K current report. The company HCMC entered into an agreement or exchange agreement with certain holders or shareholders of the company's indebtedness, the notes, also aka also known as notes, in an aggregated amount of close to 1.29 million US dollars to the exchange for the note of 1.1 billion shares of company's common stock at the price of 0.0011, which is the closing price of the last week or the last trading session, the closing price of company's common stock on March 26, 2021. The notes were issued to pursue the loan and security agreement, the credit agreement dated August 18, 2020, among the Vape Store Incorporation in the company's for the HCMC company itself, the subsidiary company itself. In connection with this exchange, the credit agreement and all related loan documents will be terminated, and HCMC will be all the holders' assets on the company, and all subsidiary will be cancelled. So the company is taking precautions or maybe next steps in order to make sure that that balance sheet looks pretty clean. They have enough financial stability that they can show that to their shareholders, not only shareholders, but also the investors that they have invested in them. Also, their CEO is holding a large chunk of HCMC stocks as well. So think about it. The company, the stock does well, the CEO gets benefit, their directors and the insiders also who are holding large amount of shares will be benefited out of this as well. So you do not want to discount that. Now, what this means in terms of the stock price, as I mentioned, it will not really impact the stock price as such. But I'm not saying that this is going to impact one way or the other. But the thing that you want to note is the company is focusing a lot more on PR. The company is focusing a lot more on what they are conveying the message to their investors and shareholders. You also want to consider that the company is creating more and more ways for them to generate more revenue through their online store, through their physical stores that they have, definitely through the lawsuit. They will be able to fight and get as much funding as possible, or as much settlement as possible, or some other stuff. And we have been talking about reverse split. We have been talking about buyback that can bring the stock back up to the higher levels than when it is trading right now. We have seen some spike moment. If you think about when it happened earlier in 2021, so right here on March 3rd, the stock price was 0.0009 and went up to 0.0017, and this is pretty much 2 times more, or the high was 0.0021, and it was pretty much 2.5 times the price of the stock, and there was pretty volatility. Lately the stock has been pretty stable. It has been trading around 0.0015 to 0.0011 level. Now let's take a look at the graph and how it looks like. Looking at the chart, if you take a look right here, it is trading in a pretty narrow range. This is 1-day chart. The RSI looks pretty healthy to me. It's not overbought, not oversold. The red bar that you can, or red line that you can see right here, it's 53. That suggests not an overbought or not an oversold condition. If you take a look at the MACD, also pretty close to the orange line, so the MACD is pretty healthy as well. We have seen some higher short interest in HCMC last week. I do not have the updated numbers, so I wouldn't be able to update you on that. Probably tomorrow I'll be able to share more data around that when I get the updated results. But let's take a look right here. For 5 days the stock has been declining, as you can see, from 0.0016 level to went to as low as 0.0011. Could be a buying opportunity. I'm not saying you should buy it or not, but 0.0011 in my opinion is a good opportunity. It can dip more. We'll see what happens, but I think as we come closer to April 16th, because there will be some momentum with the lawsuit that they have with Philip Morris in terms of the infringement, and we have seen some of the tweet from Philip Morris as well that I shared in my previous video. So Philip Morris is also taking it pretty seriously in my opinion. Otherwise they wouldn't tweet about some of the things that is going on. So IQOS product is having a pretty huge investment of $3 billion. They have millions of users across the globe that they are using their product, so they can't really afford to take that product back off the market, because it's a significant investment of time, energy, and the marketing that the Philip Morris has put into place. Now all these things make me think that there will be some sort of a happy situation for HCMC to get back into an agreement with Philip Morris, and they will have to agree with what they want to do as a next step, and they may get lump sum amount, they may get a royalty deal, they may get the acquisition. There might be a small possibility of acquisition because of this thing. Because of the HCMC are 3 subsidiary companies. The one company, HCMC Intellectual Properties Holding LLC, holds the patents that HCMC has. HCMC Healthy Choices Management, it is a natural ADS market, the natural physical location of 18,000 square feet store in Florida, and on the top of that they have vape store that you can see right here. And the 4th avenue that I wanted to also remind you that we just discussed this in this video is the relaunching of this online store at the vitaminstore.com that will bring them more revenue, that they are including some of the products that they are only selling into their physical location, which will be now available to the larger audience, at least in the United States and abroad. So this is a pretty good sign in my opinion. The company is pretty mindful of what they're doing. The technicals looks pretty good as well. The stock has been talked widely as well in social media as well. So I think these are some all good news in terms of HCMC. I'm not saying that it will impact the price. Once again, all I'm trying to say is the company is moving in the right direction. There is a lot more good momentum. The company is keeping everyone up to date, and they are taking the advantage of the PR, getting rid of some of the debt. They're filing whatever the transparency that they want to create within their investment community, as well as with SEC. These are all some good news. I just wanted to share this information with you. Like, share, and subscribe to my video. Your support is very much appreciated. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video.